Hello, everybody. Happy 4th of July for our American friends out there, and welcome to Blood on the Bayou. This is our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle set in the amazing city of New Orleans, which is probably pretty hot today. um, First things first, thank you to all my amazing cast for joining us. And we have a couple of announcements to talk about today, which is wonderful. The first thing we are going to speak about today is that we actually have the Bear Pen's first ever giveaway going on. Um, if you have a look at some of these wonderful pictures here, we are having an art giveaway. One of our cast members of Knights of Thala, B, who is at Blue Toaster Art on Instagram and Twitter and all those types of things. She is doing an art giveaway for our followers. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel or if you follow us here on Twitch, once we get to 200 subscribers on YouTube, she will do a custom art piece once we have done the giveaway there for a week after that. And again, once we hit 1,000 followers on here on Twitch. So that is going to be pretty cool. So if you guys feel like getting a nice piece of artwork done, either way, check out Blue Toaster Art. She has amazing artwork, and she is also a player with us in Knights of Thala. So 2 chances to win. Take your time, and yeah, it'll be good. The next thing that I want to talk about is that the Bear Pen now officially has its very own Patreon, and we are so happy that it is up. So if you guys are interested in supporting the cast members, helping us develop more shows, and do little things like pay for Zoom calls, pay for special guests to come on the shows, better artwork, you can head on to patreon.com/the Bear Pen and sign up as a patron, where you can get access to special after show content, which we do for Blood in the Bayou, Knights of Thala, and we are going to be doing it for pretty much all of our shows coming up. There will also be exclusive episodes, which you are only able to achieve and watch if you are a member of our Patreon. So there actually quite soonish, because we're already on episode 10 of season 1 of Blood in the Bayou, there will be 4 unique character vignettes, which will be Patreon exclusives, which will be dealt out uh, little by little between seasons so that you are able to be kept wanting more. Um, the next thing that I would like to do is actually, as always, give a massive thank you to those who have provided music for our channel and have allowed us to use their music. That would be Lance Thomas, who has the band Super Simple Side Dish, as well as the composers Demos Statulis and Alexander Avery. You can find them on their own websites and on YouTube and on SoundCloud, all the wonderful places. And as always, tabletopaudio.com for letting us use their fantastic sounds during our shows. Um, Before we get started officially, we will go around and just say hi to our cast, and they can talk about some of their projects which they might be taking part in. And after that, we will get headed to our intro song. So today, why don't we start with Michaela?
Hey, I am Gliza and I play Michaela on Blood on the Bayou. And um, I am working on Classical Adventures for One Season 2. I've hired, well, not really hired, mostly like a lot of people have volunteered to become voice actors on my dramatic reading. So it's been really fun working with them. I can't wait until I can share season 2 with you guys. It's very exciting. A lot of the stories from Agatha Christie short stories. It's very exciting. I'm enjoying working with my castmates on that. So keep an eye out. It's gonna come out in September. I'm also playing other RPG characters in other mostly on the Bear Pen, but also on Kira's channel, which you will find out later. But I'm definitely, those are the 2 projects, main projects I'm working on, the podcast as well as the TTRPG games that I've been participating in. So
Awesome. And yeah, I'm super looking forward to everybody meeting the characters for one of our upcoming shows, which is Sea of Mist, which airs on the 12th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Why don't we jump to Kira next?
Hi, I am Kara858. So as you know, of course, I'm here. I also do projects as they mentioned. I will be on the City of Mist show coming in. I'm super looking forward to that. Of course, I have my own Twitch channel, Kira858, where we have two great shows, Lords of Faerun, where two of the individuals in this cast is on that show. Last episode, we actually had a fantastic special guest, Vanna, and the episode was absolutely incredible. So if you haven't got a chance to watch it yet, go ahead and take a look. We even got fan art for her character, and it was just gorgeous. And who knows? She may be coming back relatively soon. That's all I'm going to say. With that said, we also, of course, have Riverwood Academy, which is a show where actually one of the members of the cast is actually on. It's a young adult Harry Potter type vibe that comes in on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there, of course, there's a couple other shows that may be coming in within the near future, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that and let you all know when that comes to play. I'm super excited to play Sora. Of course, today our Salubri, who is feeling relatively isolated in our current coterie. And I definitely think there may be some consequences coming in from that. We shall see.
Indeed, indeed.
Hmm.
Next up, we can jump on to Ari.
Hi, my name's Sari. You can find me on Twitter at Small Shadow Snack. Project wise, got one at least for the bear pen that I'm working on. In addition to being on my friend Danny's Russellville Files, which will be airing next Saturday at 11 Central Standard Time. But currently, I am playing a uh very upset Toreador named Elijah, who is in no way, shape, and or form about to try to burn down the city.
I mean, let's hope not. You know, that's a whole lot of road track going on for people. That's all I'm saying. Uh, next up on my Zoom screen here would be Alex.
Hey everybody, I am Alex Hillman. You probably can recognize me from around here at the Bear Pen as well as over at Hunter's Entertainment, where I'm a project manager and community manager. You can catch me sometimes on Tuesdays on Outbreak Undead Rag and Bone, which is our ongoing persistent campaign of Outbreak Undead over on the Hunter's Twitch. You can also catch me here just like now on Sundays, doing Blood on the Bayou, Vampire the Masquerade. In this game, I play. Well, he's got two names really at this point. You can call him Andre Bissett or Nikolai Dietrich. Either one is fine. And he's a recently revealed member of Clan Zimissi, actually, who's been worming his way into the Camarilla of New Orleans for some reason. And also kind of playing on the Anarchs a little bit too. So he's got his fingers in a lot of pies, and I'm I think it'll be fine for both him and the Katori that he's doing these things. Like it's not going to cause problems at all. Everything's going to be great, and we'll see how more of that starts playing out here tonight.
That we will. And then our resident thin blood, Michael.
Yeah, hi, I'm Mike, and I have a relatively inactive YouTube channel at the moment, trying to get the gaming thing figured out again, but work and real life's been a little busy. So I've been having a lot of fun here in the Bear Pen, playing with Adrian and friends, and getting back into tabletop RPGs, even if it's, from afar. Uh, Oddly, it seems to be able to pull a more reliable group of people together since everybody here actually, is really dedicated to actually having a good time and doing this. So everybody's, here and ready to go. I'm playing Quinn, our resident thin blood. who just found out that his estranged deadbeat dad seems to have showed back up in town. Finally, right? I mean, so he's semi kind of jaded on the matter at this point. Like he's excited to find him and exact some revenge, but it's been a while, and so he's been kind of focused on other things, like cooking blood potions
Mhm.
and getting to know the wild, fantastic new world of Vampire the Masquerade, or the world of darkness, as it were. So
Indeed.
we'll see how that goes.
Indeed. And speaking of the world of darkness, here on the Bear Pen, we have two other programs coming up shortly. Actually, three, technically speaking. One is a mini series, but Blood on the Bayou is expanding into what we are calling the Darkness on the Bayou sort of metaverse. We will be starting a Werewolf the Apocalypse show and a Mage the Ascension show, which are all interconnected, and the stories may have effects upon each other. So you can look forward to those coming out as soon as possible. And of course, a big thank you to the person that we are partnering with for a while and have been for a while, Aesthetic Cult. If you follow the link on screen, and put in tabletop at their checkout, you can get a discount on some really cool things, some really cool items. It's not just a Vampire the Masquerade type merch they sell, it is all kinds of amazing jewelry. So I would highly recommend checking them out. And without further ado, I think we're going to go ahead and jump into our theme song. We'll see you in a bit. And welcome back. The world of darkness is not a happy place. Its metaphorical roads and temples are constructed by layering plans upon plans, countermeasures upon countermeasures, and secrets upon secrets. Some are dishonest in an attempt to protect those around them. Some skirt truths to protect themselves, and some lie out of sheer terror and fear. On Dauphine Street in the French Quarter, sits an old grand house known locally as the Fontaine Murder House. On this evening, it's quiet. It has been quiet for 4 days. Its halls devoid of laughter. Its gardens empty of the sounds of a young child playing with his Pokemon. It is rung with nothing more than the sounds of echoes and the scratching of pencils drawing in a notebook. It has been 5 days since any joy has existed in this house. Outside, it is the 4th of July. Families and friends have gathered together to celebrate with drinks, barbecues, and revelry. Occasionally, one can hear the sounds of fireworks in the night sky. And it is on this evening that we open our story. Michaela, please go ahead and make your rouse check for me.
I failed my rouse check.
All right. We will come to that in just a moment. A few days earlier, yourself and Sakura had a few conversations with various people. At one point, a book was delivered to both yourself and to Sakura. In trying to plan and reason and figure out the best course of action, you've been reading through the book. Particular parts of it have struck a certain deep resonance within you. You find yourself gaining strength and comfort from Lilith's story, the story of the Dark Mother. Someone who refused to be anything other than what she was. When Adam demanded that she lie beneath him, she refused, as he had lain with the animals, and she saw him as less than her. When God demanded that she be his subservient and not his equal, she refused, for she was just as, if not more powerful than that creator. When Cain returned to her garden and slaughtered her children, even then, she did not relent. She embraced her ideals and her truths. She was and is the mother of night, the mother of your kind, and many others. In these quiet moments that you have spent time thinking about exactly what must be going on with Ricky at this point in time. You've spent time thinking about Kira's recent revelations and Andre's. And although moments have been tense, this book has been giving you comfort. On this night, when you arouse from the day sleep, you hear a voice in your head. It's familiar. You know, I tried with you. I really did. I don't know why you came out wrong. If you could just work harder, if you could fix yourself somehow, I don't know, maybe it's the right clothes you need to buy. I mean, you're slipping. Yeah, you're slipping, my child. They're going to find out.
Is he in my head or is he in my room?
In your head,
Cool.
this is not an unknown situation to you. It is the voice of your beast, that hunger which gnaws the soul of every kindred and every Lilith.
So, since this isn't new for Michaela, she realizes that she's remembering the words that have been spoken to her constantly after every day. She remembers her past, and she basically says out loud to nobody, she's like, it's not my fault, I'm doing my best, and screw you, beast, out loud to nobody in particular.
You know that you have a potentially uncomfortable reunion awaiting you. Both you and Sakura have been putting off for a few days, but you do feel that it might be time to see what's happening at the Country Haven.
Michaela is your Michaela is probably going to send a text message to Sakura, and she's going to say, as much as that scared me, what had happened at the house, I think it's just because Kenny is going through something. I don't think he's actually going to harm me without actually talking to me first. I feel like the downtime that we've had is enough, and I'm gonna go back to the coterie and just explain to them what we found out. Of course, since this is Ricky, and we had the agreement of, and this is a long wall of text here.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like typing all these out. It's like a long wall. And since this is Ricky, I will still, take your lead into it. And since we made an agreement not to mention, that we are talking to apparently one of the fallen. And I don't think Kenny would appreciate that anymore. Then, I think it's still a good thing to keep that part of the conversation that we've sort of made friends with this guy a little bit of a secret. So I won't reveal that there. But I think the coterie remembers how Ricky is and would love to help us out. We don't have to do this alone. I know if push comes to shove, we will, but I don't think we would have to. So that wall of text has been sent to Sakura. And I don't know what kind of phone she has, but if she has those 3310 Nokia phones, it's just like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
She's got a couple of phones. Being an influencer, she has to have several devices on hand at most times. So she receives the wall of text, and she says a lot more than what I would say here, but she does say that I probably agree. Still rude of him to pull a gun on this though, but let's try solve one thing at a time, I guess. I suppose I can meet you there too. We do need to get him back.
Well, you could go ahead. I'll meet you there. I just need to grab a snack, so to speak.
I mean, if you want, I could bring somebody with in the Uber. Like they won't even know. They'll just think it's an honor because they're here with Miss Sakura. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh wait, do you like to eat like that? I don't know how you like to eat, to be honest.
It's okay. I can get some on my own. Don't worry about it. I don't want to feed on your friends, your fans. It's okay.
I mean, that's kind of what they're for, but oh, I understand. I'll see you there. And how is Michaela going to look for food this evening?
Is going to try and so it's a little bit, it's nighttime, but it's not late at night. She is probably gonna try and look for maybe some people, a group of people that have partied a little too hard, a little too early, and have now sort of like passed out somewhere. She's not hard to find, but that's what she's gonna try and look for.
All right.
So let me
Very good. Go ahead and make your hunting roll.
get my hunting roll. What is that hunting roll for? Again,
You are
Sandman.
a sandman. If you'll give me a sec here, I'll tell you in a moment. Boom, 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 boom.
Dexterity and stealth.
Okay. You beat me to it. Excellent. Dexterity and stealth.
It is 3 successes.
3 successes. You guys have put points into your chase. So 3 successes at this point in time is enough. It is the 4th of July, and some folks have been drinking since, early. Some folks have been drinking since pretty early. So you are walking along in the French Quarter, which is the area that has been sort of allowed by the Baron of the French Quarter, who is Ned Dubois. As you have, as a courtier, sort of been placed in charge of some of the areas. So this is your domain, in a sense, as it were. You find that there is a couple that is sort of sitting on the riverside, and they are on a park bench, and you can tell that they were probably drinking for a long time, and they're both kind of like passed out against each other, one head leaning on the other. They seem to be youngish, early 20s. The night sky is occasionally full of fireworks that go off every now and then. But for this point in time, it seems like it's clear.
Cool. So since it's clear, Michaela is going to stealthily come up to them, and it looks like they're asleep. So she's going to take a little bit of a drink from both of them. just so that they both um wake up and just maybe cough it up to like, oh, we drank too much, it's a hangover, I feel terrible. So she's gonna drink from both of them, just to get rid of this little voice inside of her head that she knows it's because she's hungry, and she hasn't been hungry in a while.
How
So
many dots are you taking?
just the one.
Just the one dot. All right. So the couple before you have been drinking and they are relatively passed out. So the feeling that comes through the blood would be carry a resonance of being slightly melancholy about it. And you know that it is just due to the amounts of alcohol that has been running through your body. But I'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, you can tell that this resonance is a little bit melancholic. But the voice does quiet down just a little bit. And you're left thinking for a moment about the book you've been reading. And about hunger. And you might have some commitments to make into the future. But for now, you're at least back down one hunger.
She's gonna sit down for a little bit behind the bench with the two couples while they're asleep. She's not gonna go ahead and go straight to the coterie. She's just gonna sit down for a little bit, letting the whole sadness wash through her, because she knows it's because it's because of the two couples, but she's also pretty sad herself. So it's just sort of like, she's like, I think I'm gonna go sit down for a little bit and just sort of like do this,
Indeed.
in the back. But yeah.
So for the purposes of the rest of the evening, because of how this couple was, you have an extra dot to roll in your obfuscate powers because of the strong resonance of their blood. So you would have an extra die to roll. So they drank to that point where, they were probably having like really sad conversations and then passed out together.
Oh, they're gonna break up. That's why they're drinking.
Oh, on the 4th of July, you don't want to break a thing, guys. Come on.
They're drinking and they're like, I can't believe we're doing this on the 4th of July. It is the best way to say goodbye. Yeah.
With the fireworks.
It is so everything. Now.
Yep, fireworks will be ruined for them from now on. Forever. On this same evening, I would like everyone else to please roll your hunger checks for me.
That was a success.
All right.
Also,
I got
success
hungry.
for Andre.
Success for Andre. And Sora got hungry?
Yes.
All right. And Quinn? Success. Sora, when you wake up a little bit earlier than everyone else would normally, you're definitely feeling agitated. You're feeling on edge. And a little bit more so than normal, because even though you like being in your room, you've gotten used to the company and the people being around. But as good a company as Lagatha and Bernard are, you can't help but miss the sound of tiny little feet running up to your bedroom door to show you something that he had been working on.
Yeah, so Sora's going to take notice of that and just notice the silence in the place to begin with. Is what there's always silence normally when he wakes up because he wakes up earlier than everyone else to begin with. But just due to the fact of people being gone and transitioning to different areas and such, there's definitely an element of isolation that has been there before. And I'm presuming the Bank of America door has made its way inside already.
It did, yes,
Yeah.
it did. It arrived four days ago, but now it almost seems silly because no one is bursting into your room.
Your room, exactly. So that door is actually right now just leaning against the wall because there's almost no purpose to it right now. And so there's definitely a notice of him like looking at his main door, then looking at the nice, heavily protected door, and then there's just a not really a sigh because he can't breathe, but just like an interesting look. And so what he's of course going to do is he's going to feed because one of the things his sire has always taught him is always to keep his hunger in check and never allow it to go farther than it needs to. So he's going to go ahead and feed first, as either as like to bring over some rabbits or something like that for everyone to take a peek.
Indeed. Go ahead
Okay.
and make your hunting check.
Sweet. One, two, three. Yeah, it works. 3 successes, so that works.
You are definitely able to get something. It is a little bit uncomfortable for Lagatha to go out for you this evening because she's got good hearing and there are still fireworks and stuff going on occasionally. So you can tell, and she says as much that, do I have to? It's so loud.
Yeah, it happens like this all year long. But I mean, just think about how much better we would feel once we got some nice food in our stomachs. Food always makes things better.
Okay. All right. I'll do it. I'll do it. And she goes with hunting and she manages to bring you guys something to eat. Actually, uh this evening she does not bring you rabbits, but she brings something that's close and which she catches a raccoon that's been digging in the garbage near one of the houses
Okay.
because it's close and she doesn't want to go too far.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. It's not like he's looking for anything specific. As long as it fits the belly, that he eats more for functionality than for taste purposes.
For
So,
sure. For sure.
so after he'll bite and of course take his hunger back down to one, he's going to go ahead and send a message over to his Mawa. And the message will say, are you busy? Can I come see you? Oh, we were supposed to meet up anyway. Were we supposed to?
Yes, that particular meeting had taken place already like
Oh.
2 days ago
Gotcha. Okay.
for a bit more training.
Mhm.
She messages back and says, unfortunately, I am a little bit busy tonight, Sora. Maybe tomorrow night? We're still dealing with some of this fallout from the fire.
Well, I can come help. Can I come help? Let me come join you. It was in the text back.
If you really want to, you might be incredibly bored or it might be dangerous, but you can if you like.
Yes, I want to get out of here.
All right. And she texts you an address to meet her at.
Okay, I'll see you soon. And then, of course, we'll get finished eating. Go ahead and give some scritch and get some for Lagatha. And of course, Bernard says, "All right, I'll be back." And then make his way in his car and drive off.
All right. On this evening, Nikolai, you have been poring over a few of the reports, which you managed to, shall we say, sequester of the police officer who was or has been investigating the arson case, the fires that have taken place in the city. The interesting things that you have been finding out with regards to this case and why people have really suspected that it must be arson and not just an accidental fire is that there are reports that have come through of a similar series of fires that have taken place in different cities, which seem to form almost a bit of a curved line all the way from New Orleans back to the first one dating back about 2 weeks ago in St. Louis, Missouri. It is at this time in your studying of these notes that you receive a phone call from Elijah.
Andre will go ahead and take the call, actually. Hello.
Good evening, Kolya. What's up?
Just spending a little time looking into one of the matters that plague us right now. Specifically for you, actually.
Find anything new?
The police have a little more reason to suspect arson than they've initially let on in reports to the public. Looking over the case file here, it appears that the fires that have happened here recently match up to a string of fires that have actually been on the move, as it were, and fitting a similar modus operandi. It appears
Okay,
that all of this started back in St. Louis. Does that ring any bells to you?
Yeah, I hold on. He's gonna stay on the phone since he's got a smartphone. He's just gonna like flip it enough to text Julian, "Where are you?"
Okay.
So does it look like it's our type of places or just like in general somebody's a bit of a firebug?
Technically, that's a little hard to say still. What I can say is certainly here, what has been targeted are our kind. Outside of our city and along the trail, we'd have to try to establish contact with individuals in those cities to see if there's any connection between any of the
Does it,
locations and our kind.
does it say what cities?
Do I have a list of all the cities other than just St. Louis and New Orleans, like has been other ones in the string?
There are a few. There
Okay.
are. I would like you to make an intelligence and either streetwise or politics roll for me, please.
All right. 4 successes on a crit.
Okay, very nice. The pattern of distribution is such that a person would spend 1 to 2 days within a city and allow for driving time, a short amount of driving time. So looking at the way that the centers of the cities are, they're not particularly small cities or major metropolises either, but you're putting a few patterns together, being someone who is a master of physical patterns in his own right. The patterns would match to you of somebody traveling potentially at night from city to city. So you could reason that the areas which are being hit might be kindred areas too. And there are about, I don't know, it's not close, it's not super far. Let's say, I'm not going to look at the actual physical names of the cities, but there's about three stops in between.
Well, from the look of it, it's safe to say that the perpetrator is at least one of ours. It might stand to reason that their targets would be related to us as well. That said, it could stand to reason other motivations as well. But I would at least strongly lean towards some kind of attempted, shall we say, cleanup amongst our kind. Why? Not exactly clear just yet.
Cleanup usually is just to hide it from everybody else that, oh, hey, you know, we exist. Where are you at right now?
At the moment, I'm at the genetics lab.
All right. I'm going to swing by because I want to take a look at it. I need to see what they were doing in St. Louis.
Very good. I will expect you shortly.
How
Quinn,
shortly?
Within reason, of course, if you have matters to attend to before stopping by.
No, I'm going to grab a bite to eat before I head your way.
Very good.
Quinn, you were still staying at the Quadri Haven we had discussed previously for safety's sake. You do hear Sora beginning to start to shuffle his way out of the house. Just as Michaela, having spent a bit of time wandering around, you feel that you are ready enough to head back to the Grocery Haven, and you are beginning to arrive at the door.
Cool. So do I see Sora just leave, or I
Sora
arrive
is
before he does?
Sora is about to leave, and Quinn is hearing that Sora might be going somewhere. You are just arriving at the house. Sora has not left yet. So the first person to hear, because he's the only other one in the house that Sora is leaving the house, is Quinn.
Where are you headed to? It's been a little dicey outside with all the fires and whatnot weirdness going on. Sure you don't want to stay here?
I'm good. I'm going to meet my Malwa. Um, talk to her for a bit.
You gonna meet your
Uh,
mama?
No. Wait, is it? Is that kind of? I don't think that's considered the same. Malwa. I don't think they're considered like mamas. Are they considered mamas? I'll never mind. I'll ask her when I see her. But no, I'm going to go meet her, talk to her for a bit. Just need to get out for a bit.
Both of you
Alright.
gently hear the front door gingerly opening as Michaela is making her way inside the house.
You know how Ross, when he first the first word he says on Friends in the first episode, it's like hi. So that's how Michaela goes, but like in a higher voice. She goes hi, in like her sad, melancholic voice. That's how she greets Sora and Quinn.
Well, don't be so happy to see us.
Hi? Why did you say it like that?
Sora, it's because I'm sad. Or where's everybody?
Gone. Everyone's gone. Except for us. But I'm about to go. I have to go. I want to go see my Malawa. But what made you sad?
A lot of things. I don't. Is Kenny here?
He's not here, right? I think he specifically called. Yeah, he shaking his head. No, he's not here. He hasn't been here for a while.
He
Yeah,
found a new place to stay.
sounds about right. And you can see like this sort of like tension, like because she's afraid, right? She's afraid that she wants to talk to Kenny, but she's also afraid of talking to Kenny just because of the confrontation. So she's just like her whole, like not her whole demeanor, but like you can feel like relief washing over her, and she's like, well, I tried. Um you is this Mala invitation thing just a you thing, or are people allowed to come with you? And this is because Michaela's like kind of tired of spending time alone also, and is worried. Like the youngest person after Ricky is Sora, and she remembers Ricky being taken, and she just kind of want to hang out with a younger person for a little bit just because she misses Ricky.
Well, you
Oh,
got me there. I guess Quinn is not a young person.
No, Quinn is old.
You're old.
Yes, I am. Michaela is old.
Sora will pause for a second and be like, sure, I never really brought anyone to meet my Malawa before. Besides Kenny. I think Kenny knows her through his Malawa. But if you want to come, that's cool. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, your mall is probably better than my mall.
What is
Correction.
your
Kenny knew her through his mama.
that?
What?
I guess. But what's wrong with your Malawa?
Oh, I haven't
Malawa is
seen him
supposed
in I haven't seen him in a long time.
but they're supposed to look after you and watch over you. Why? What
Yeah,
type of
you'd
Malawa?
think, huh?
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, let me introduce you to my Malawa. My Malawa is much better. She had my back ever since I came out here.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
Vampire life
pretty
swap.
cool too. Let's go hang out and meet your
Okay.
mala.
Okay.
Your mama.
My mama, yeah. Oh, he would say that. So he says, "Is mama and mawa the same thing?" I think Quinn said that. I didn't really make the connection, but maybe it is.
Well, my mala is a man.
Okay, so maybe not mama.
So I don't think it's the same thing. But
It's not.
it may be personnel. Like, I don't know. My mala isn't a good mama or dad,
Dad.
whatever. He was never a good dad. He's a deadbeat dad, but he did give me a lot of money. So
Oh, was that? I guess. No, I would rather have someone be there and less money than more money and then vanish without a trace. But yeah, I understand. No, wait, maybe she'll break you under her wing. She's been treating me how to train and such too.
cool.
Mhm.
More people. Let's go meet more people.
Okay, and then so he was going to take it to his. He has a nice, not nice. The only thing that he kind of has that's pretty decent is his Toyota Prius.
Mhm.
And then he'll drive up to go see his mama.
All right.
Uh,
Quinn, are you staying there at the Haven by yourself, or?
Well,
wait, did
now,
he want to
now
go?
Quinn kind of has gotten the impression that most vampires outside of his coterie aren't super welcoming to his particular situation. So he hasn't been a social butterfly, as it were. He's kind of just sticking to himself. He'll probably go back and I guess continue research if he's bored at the coterie. There's nobody else here. There's no really reason for him to stay here.
All right. So you're gonna go. I mean, the university where your research lab is going to be. You can get in there because you've got your cards, but there's not going to be nobody else working there right now because it's 4th of July. But you can get in there. You've got your access cards and all that stuff. So if you wanted to go there yourself, you can.
Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can get some. I don't know if I have any blood left over at the university to try and make anything with.
All right.
But if not, I could always go looking for some.
True.
You can
Well,
also think about how you promised ice cream blood and then be depressed because Ricky is gone.
This is true. Elijah, you are wanting to do a hunting roll before you head to Andre at the university?
Yep.
All right.
Let's see. 5. No, 6.
Easy peasy. What flavor is Mr. Elijah going for this evening?
Looks like we got a guy.
Easy enough. You manage to get yourself a mildly unnecessary happy snack from a bar that you like to frequent on occasion. While you are out there, I would like you to give me a wits and awareness roll, please.
Using old hunger or new hunger?
Using the new hunger.
Okay.
It's real
4.
difficult to decide on music that I want all the time. 4. Okay. You are flirting with this man and using your Toreador wiles, and you manage to get a good sip out. And even though the blood is heady and invigorating and intoxicating, not that this man is drunk, but even through all of this, your senses are enough to register that your phone is vibrating.
He's gonna finish up, pick it up. Is it ringing or is it a text?
It's ringing.
So he's going to answer it.
And you recognize the number on it. The
Hello?
name on the screen is Annette Dubois.
He's definitely going to answer it. Hello?
All right. Oh, I didn't think this would work. You're actually answering the phone.
Well-
Oh, this is so good. I can't believe she said you people after me the first time. What was she thinking? Oh, sorry. Sorry, what they go by they now, don't they?
Yes, they
My
do.
goodness. Oh,
You
so
do know it's rude to
silly.
not introduce yourself.
You don't. Oh, I know all about you now. I had to learn about you. You've been hanging out with my son, after all. I had to learn
Oh,
all
yeah,
about you.
you owe somebody child support for taking care of your kid.
You know, I probably do. I didn't think about like I'm trying to make it up, you see, to all my children. All my children. I found a good way. And you know, I was thinking that redhead that I met might be a good new son as well. Join up with us once I meet up with Quinn. He looks like he might be the type.
You put your hands on him, and the only thing you're gonna get to see your child with is when I decapitate you and take your head to him.
Oh, that sounds almost like it's fun.
I know, right?
Well, I just wanted to see if you'd answer the phone. And you might want to run Elijah,
Hmm.
in the bar that you are in. You hear a loud boom.
Browsed for Blink.
All right. It seems as if the men's bathroom has exploded, and there are alarms that are now going off in the entire bar, as it seems as if a rapid blaze is starting to spread in this entire bar. I'm going to need you to roll for Rodschreck.
Oh god. Which is composure.
I want to say it's composure and resolve, but you might actually add something to that. I feel like humanity plays in there, but it's been a while. Too many windows open. It'll be the same as your frenzy roll, basically. So
Okay, so
half
yeah,
your
it's-
humanity rounded down, right?
One third humanity.
Third humanity, yeah.
Or with crit.
I mean, it's could be because this man is literally threatening the people that you care about on the phone of your best friend, but you blink right out of there, and yeah, there are people running out of the building. Smoke is beginning to engulf it, and even from where you are at the university, Andre, you heard the explosion take place, and it's not too long before you can hear sirens.
He's checking to see if the guy's still on the phone.
The phone has gone dead.
He'll call Andre.
Andre is actually at this point going to be en route from the lab into the direction of the explosion.
Okay.
With his background, I mean, fire's not his favorite thing in the world, but he's
True.
less bothered by it than most. And this seems like it may be a fresh incident where there might be potentially better evidence available even than what the police had previously had. So yeah, he'll be en route to the location when he gets the phone call. Since it is Elijah and he was expecting Elijah, and I assume the explosion takes place at a bar somewhere between the location where Elijah was and the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and answer, actually.
Sora and Michaela, also, please go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll for me, please. Quinn as well, because you're also driving, actually, at this point in time.
I got 4 successes.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. How about you there, Sora?
I was muted. Just 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So Michaela, you with your Toreador senses pick up both the sight and the sound of the explosion as you guys are driving to the location that you would want to go. Quinn in his car driving somewhere else, and Sora driving the actual vehicle that Michaela is in currently. Both of you see the light from the explosion and in that general direction, which would be on the way to the university, actually. Andre / Nikolai, you are answering the phone call.
I am going to kill this guy. I want you to know this.
I would assume that the explosion is where you are.
I mean, things don't normally explode around me in this way, but yes, it
Not in
is.
that way.
This guy, they called me from Annette's phone, and he's now threatened someone I am very fond of, and I'm going to kill him. I don't care what Quinn or Kenny want. He's dead. If I get my hands on him.
Stay there, but stay safe. I'm on my way.
I just want to watch.
He's totally like in an alleyway nearby, just kind of like looking himself over to make sure there's nothing like no singe marks or anything.
You, with your blink and how quick you were and avoiding that frenzy, you're okay. You're okay. But you are in an alley to the side, and Quinn and Michaela and Sora. Let's jump back to you there for a second. There's been this explosion.
Michaela heard everything and remembers about the fire, but since she doesn't know like who it is and where it's from, she's definitely not gonna like make any effort to drive to or have Sora drive towards there. So I would probably look at Sora and be like, there was a bomb again. That's insane. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we need to go see Camille. She's the strongest person I know. She'll keep us safe.
And then Michaela goes, stronger than me, but in a joking way.
Yeah, there's a genuine
very obviously joking to Sora. So
like,
so she would go, stronger than me.
He kind of like touches your biceps with like with one hand. He was like, baby.
That's fair. Michaela would say that's fair.
Quinn, the general direction that you were heading is because it's not too far from the university where your labs are, actually. So that is sort of on the way there. But you've seen the explosion. You didn't hear it, but you saw it.
I can like I mean, is it like a direct line of sight, or am I seeing like a plume of fire?
You saw a big plume of fire, and now you've
like-
seen like lots of smoke and stuff going off that way. And
From
you,
like another street or something?
yeah, and you put it up to like, okay, this is not fireworks. This is on the ground and something exploded. This is a bit different than fireworks.
Well, normally Quinn isn't the type to run towards danger. But given the recent developments and the prospect of finding his deadbeat dad and his possible association with previous arsonist attacks, or at least the assumption of his involvement in recent arson attacks,
Yes.
Quinn might go and swing by that direction and see if he can at least, get a peek and see if there seems to be anything aside from the explosion, of course, that's out of sorts.
All right. So through a slight bit of magical editing, Nikolai and Quinn and Elijah, you actually all do find yourself in the same general vicinity. And we are going to go ahead and go on break. So we'll see you all back in around, what did we say today? It was 16 minutes or so?
It's probably 17.
Probably 17 minutes. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a good break. Have a stretch. And welcome back, everyone. The three of you have gathered together close to the area where the bar is. Elijah cuts a figure that is difficult to miss, and Quinn, you easily recognize Andre and Elijah, and you are together.
Once everyone's together here, Nikolai is gonna first kind of come over to Elijah and not even really saying anything in particular, just kind of looking Elijah over and making sure that everything seems to be okay and that Elijah didn't get harmed in the situation, first and foremost.
No missing parts.
He's definitely shaking because he's smoking a cigarette. You can see his hands a little trembly, but he's trying to play it off as that he's completely cool.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Well,
So
have the emergency services actually made it to the location yet? Or do we still just hear the sirens at the moment?
The emergency services have started making their way to the area. It does look as if, there are a number of them about on this day, because you never know if somebody's going to let off fireworks in a silly place. So they are extra expeditious is the word that I could use. They're extra quick today.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are just about there. As they are coming, the three of you that are near this bar that is a little bit ablaze and had the explosion, would the three of you go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll for me, please?
while Quinn's looking around, he's kind of looks over to the other two because he doesn't know Elijah was here when it happened. He's kind of like, what the hell's going on? It's kind of a big fireworks display.
4.
I'm spending some willpower.
Yeah, two successes.
That was a shit roll.
Sadly, I have to have 2 10s for it to be a super success.
All right, one of my dice ran away. I'll
That's
find that
true.
later. All right, 3 successes after a willpower expend.
All right. So 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Elijah. Again, it's probably due to the fact that you have had a little bit of a close call with the explosion, and the fact that somebody has potentially threaten people that you like, you are keeping your eyes out. You're sort of scanning the crowd, and you are looking for any notes of recognition. And you do pick up a face in the crowd. It's a face of somebody you were pretty sure was warned quite harshly that they would be canceled if they didn't stay the fuck away. It is the young man whom you had met the year before that had been stalking Miss Lolita, a Jason Walters.
A decision dice says we're about to do something stupid. I imagine he's been leaning on Andre's car a little bit, completely just pushes off of it and goes straight for him.
All right. In this crowd of people that are viewing the blaze and the fire trucks that are coming along, how are you approaching this?
Walking. He's walking. It's definitely a little bit of a I am going to get my hands on you and we are going to have a discussion you will not like.
Okay. Let's see if he is aware or not. Doesn't seem as if he has noticed you yet, and you are making your way relatively close to where you see this young man before you, and you are essentially coming up behind him at this point in time.
He's going to like put his arm, if he's coming up behind him, he's going to put his arm like on his shoulder. But he's also pulled the knife from his belt and putting it against his back.
Interesting. As you put your hand on his shoulder, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity and athletics roll for me, please.
Only 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. Okay. So you touch him on his shoulder, and you are getting the knife ready to come up and stab him, or at least, threaten him. But when you're touching him on the shoulder, you do not pull your hand away in enough time. The moment your hand touched his shoulder, it felt like there was a very heavy burn that encompassed your entire hand, and you take 1 point of aggravated damage.
Oof.
But he turns around, and he's sort of looking at you a little bit wide-eyed, and he says, fancy meeting you here.
Daunt clicks on. You were supposed to go the fuck home. Remember what she said when she told you to go?
See that the crowd is slowly parting away from you as they are uncomfortable in your very presence, and he is backing up towards where there is the storefront of a building that is closed for the evening, and he says, yeah, but you people can't tell me what to do. I decide that. You can't tell me what to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sweetheart. He's gonna drop Daunt. and just
Okay.
walk towards him a little bit towards the storefront.
You can see that his shoulders relax just a little bit, but not a hell of a lot, because you are still menacing, but not supernaturally menacing.
He's just gonna try to get him like to go towards an alleyway.
How are you going to do this?
Kind of just like backing him up, but at the same time, like occasionally clicking Daunt on just to try and get him to move how he wants him to.
All right. The two of you, Nikolai and Quinn, you've definitely noticed that Elijah has been making his way close towards this person, which I don't think either of you met. Neither of you met. No, neither of you met him. But you see Elijah that is backing this man who appears to be potentially of Asian descent, biracial, definitely. You're not sure, but he is being backed into an alley by Elijah, and he is looking around, and let's see if he thinks he can do anything here. He's not rolling very well. He is not seeing any means that he thinks that he could escape from you. You have successfully backed him into a corner. And we're going to jump back to that in just a second. We're going to switch back to the car for a moment with Michaela and Sora. Sora and Michaela, you are driving in this car towards the location that your Mola, Sora, said that you should meet them. It is in an area which is called it's the New Orleans East area. It is close enough to where if you had to continue with the highway number 90, you'd actually hit some of the Bayou Sauvage National Wildlife Park. But this particular area is actually used for storage containers and shipping containers, that type of thing, which come there. And you were told to meet Camille on near this park, which is called Joe W. Brown Park. So you would be taking the 90 or the 10 there. It's a little bit of a drive, but as you slowly begin to make your way towards where this park is, you do actually see Camille's car is parked there, and she drives a fairly nice, fairly like sturdy kind of car. I can't think of the name right now. My brain has gone to mush, but it's one of those non-flamboyant is the word I'm looking for, muscle cars. I can't
So like
think
a
of the
Camaro?
like a Camaro, but like the older style ones, you know what I mean? So it's sturdy, it's a muscle car, but it's not like overhyped up, from like the special decals and all that type of stuff. It's just it does a good job, and it sounds real loud, and it's still pretty, but it's not over the top.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. And so as we drive up, I'll point out to Michaela, so that's Camille. And just like a quick description, just imagine somebody who looks like Gal Gadot, and that's pretty much what she looks like. So broader, a little bit more muscular per se. but that's
Yeah.
pretty much her visual representation. And then he'll kind of like park out to the side, and as he parks off to the side, he'll gets out the car, and makes his way over. Michaela, uh, Michaela, did you say anything?
So Michaela follows as well, just to like keeping it quiet in the meantime while making sure that, since it's Sora's meeting with his Mala, she's just sort of like in the background until Sora introduces, Michaela to his Mala.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah, I will of course make my way across, and then when he sees her, he actually just gives her a big hug, just a huge hug.
She does return the hug, and but it's very easy for you to tell that when she gives you the hug, that on her hip, sort of like in a holster, sort of under her jacket, you can definitely feel that she's got a couple of guns on her.
Makes it.
Yeah.
Not surprised by any means. So as he holds on for the hug, actually a bit longer than he normally does, he eventually releases. It says, so I didn't get the chance to mention, but this is one of my coterie mates, Michaela. Michaela, this is my Malwa, Camille.
Hello, Camille. As Sora mentioned, I am Michaela, and I am good friends with him.
Well, it's nice to meet you. It's a bit strange circumstances, I imagine. It's not usual that I actually have Sora come out on these types of endeavors, but I am meant to meet with a few people shortly, but we are. Again, Sora, I'm going to have to ask, are you sure you want to be here tonight? This is not something that is going to be easy.
Well, what do you mean? What are you doing?
We have been tracking some of the people that we believe are responsible for setting off the explosions. That
You
took
mean
down...
like the one we just heard on the way here?
What do you mean?
There was an explosion on our drive here. Yeah, I'll point towards the direction where it was. He said,
Another one?
mm-hmm.
We thought it was I thought it was an extra loud firework, but I don't think it was now that you mention it.
None of that makes a whole lot of sense. Michaela, as you are talking to Camille, you do not hear it, but you feel it. Sora and Camille see it. A quite large hole has been put through your chest, Michaela, by a bullet. You take 2 points of aggravated damage as a bullet cleaves through your chest. And I need all of you to make a wits and awareness roll for me, please.
Okay, I'll take you, please. What?
Sorry, your special. Well, let's just see if you're able to pinpoint this.
What's an awareness roll, you said?
Yes.
Heightened senses is definitely up down.
Heightened
That's for sure.
senses will play into this for sure.
Okay.
Got 3. You said everybody, right?
No,
it's just
Sora
okay.
Sora and Michaela.
Yeah, like Quinn, you on the other side of the city.
I mean, it was a loud gunshot. Well, there are sirens, I guess.
Okay, all right. Let me just re-roll these. These students see what we can get. Wow, that is
So
straight
I
up.
got 5 successes.
Okay.
7. I got 7 a success on every single dice.
All right, very good. So you are aware that 2 more shots ring out and actually hit Camille's car, and she says, "What the fuck? I think we need to go. We need to go now." And
Okay.
she doesn't wait for you to do anything. She essentially rips the door off of her car and chucks you in.
Okay. And so as we're in the back seat, Sora will head towards your room. It says, let me see. Just hold on still. I got you covered, okay? Do not be afraid." And then he's going to stand back a bit, and for the first time ever, you start to see a little white glow start to appear on both of his hands, as well as a little glow on his forehead. And essentially, he's going to evoke his salubriness, which utilizes
Mm.
the Valoran power, which essentially, let me roll for a second, and that roll would essentially determine how much I can heal you back up. So,
Nice.
so give me just 1 second, because I got what the dice roll
Now,
was.
Michaela, the pain is excruciating. You were probably never shot when you were a human. You've been injured when you're a kindred, but a bullet is not supposed to do this kind of damage to you.
This is how Michaela sounds.
You hear another shot ricochet off the car as Camille is gunning it. One good shot, and then the snipers shoot for shit afterwards, which is the way it goes.
All right, Rose. All right, so I don't get hungrier. That would add extra 2 dice.
Or some Robitussin, I'll be fine.
Yep, that's exactly what we need.
Get that tussin in there.
And then Valorant with a route check. Right. Perfect. I'm still going to use willpower though. I could get a couple more from that. For every 3 level successes. Okay. So all I need to roll these 3 because there was the only one.
And salubri healing is complicated, it sounds like.
Yep, it is. It is. Okay, so we got a crit. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so 8 successes against difficulty 2, and then means 1 aggravated damage level for 3 successes. Okay, so I heal both aggravated damage. Yes, because I had 8 successes. The difficulty is 2, so I made 6 successes above that difficulty 2, and I can heal 3. Okay, sure. Yeah. So you see, essentially, as he places his hand once again, that third eye starts to open, and then he just places his hands against that wound, and whoever was causing that wound just slowly begins to heal. Which you wouldn't notice is very weird because Kindred are not supposed to be able to have healing capabilities. But eventually, the wound starts to seal up until where you're completely back to normal. And then after
With the bullet still inside?
I think the bullet will probably pop off.
Bullet went straight through you.
Through me.
Oh, okay.
It left a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
then, go ahead.
A few more shots ring out, but Camille is driving very, very well. And eventually you hear that there are the sounds of 2 or 3 motorbikes that are actually pulling up close to the car itself. But Camille does not seem to be reacting negatively towards these motorbikes, as if this is something that she recognizes, the 3 riders on these bikes. And she's looking back towards you, Kira, and she says, "Look, those people, They knew we were coming somehow. This doesn't make any sense. It's those damn people from before that your friend that warned us about, that association, those Sunrise people. They're involved in all this somehow.
Go. How did that happen?
I don't know. This. Listen, where can we go? We need to go somewhere where we can talk about this.
We can go to my place. Nobody knows where it is. I haven't told any of the coterie where it is.
She looks towards you, and then she looks pointedly at the drivers of the motorbikes and shakes her head, and you can see that they pull back and start to move back. And we're going to transition back to Elijah and the rest in the alleyway.
Dun dun dun.
Elijah, your hand is smarting from the burn. Quinn and Nikolai, are you following Elijah into this alleyway?
I mean, of course. I've got, I'm not brandishing any weapons yet because we have emergency services nearby. I don't want anybody to get suspicious, but
True.
kind of trying to keep an eye out, as it were.
Nikolai has another objective. I think he feels confident enough in Elijah's capabilities that he would assume that they've got this handled. And since the emergency services are starting to arrive, he's feeling that he's very limited on time to work with at this point.
Okay.
So he is, from the alley, going to look for the quickest and easiest way for him to get into this burning building.
The quickest and easiest way to get into the burning building, there is a sort of like, this is one of those buildings where there are like two side alleys on the side, and then like the small one interconnected, like the back, which is like a service sort of entrance thing. So you could come in through that way if you wanted to.
Okay.
Is the bathroom near that back area? Because he says there's a big explosion. It might have popped a hole in the wall somewhere or something.
There was a big explosion, but it's that area. It would not be particularly safe for you to want to jump through that particular area because it is very much on fire right now.
Is it closer?
But where the fire is?
Yeah, the hole.
Yes.
He's going to try for that.
Okay. All right. So first, make yourself a frenzy check to see if you can steel yourself to jump through the fire.
One
Because
moment.
fire bad.
One moment.
Fire bad.
As long as it's not holy fire.
Oh, do I have enough? Oh, I actually still have enough humanity to get one bonus die. I'm right on the cusp of here, but
Luck.
I think. Wait, am I mathing this right? I suck at math. Hold on, I'm I'm cheating. Yeah, I still get one. Okay. That is 6 with a crit.
Oh my goodness. All right. So you steel yourself and jump through this fire. Just for the sake of it, to see if it burns you at all, you can make a dex and athletics roll.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you have any celerity, but
Sadly, no.
okay.
Quinn's a little bit surprised.
Elijah and I haven't had enough time to work that one out. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So it does catch you just a bit. burns one of your sleeves a little bit there. You do manage to pull it out relatively quickly because you judged it fair enough, but you do take a point of like, I want to say it was quick enough that it's only superficial damage.
I was not expecting that. I was totally expecting an egg there. All right.
No.
So having steeled his nerves, and I imagine for Nikolai that before he did this, he flashed back to his past, and to a moment with his pack, and his sire guiding them through the fire dance, and remembering himself leaping through the pyre of fire that had been erected out in an old abandoned field, and kind of centering all of that in himself, he bounds through to get into the building, and he's going to quickly start trying to assess the situation, because obviously the fire is going to be spreading. The explosion in and of itself has clearly kicked debris up all over the place. Namely, what he's trying to find any remnants of the device itself.
Okay.
And then, as best as he can, because he knows he's got to get out of here quickly, he wants to try to assess the environment to see if the blast was directed in any way. For instance, if there may have been like a specific area of the building that it was trying to cause more damage to than anywhere else, or if it was just essentially to cause general chaos.
Okay. For you inside the building there, we can use the 3 and out rule there. So the first one will consider getting into the building, which was the jump in there, which was the 2, which could get you the 1 superficial damage. The second one is going to be wits and investigation, I believe, roll.
And I'm going to go ahead and search this.
Okay.
I succeeded on the rouse check. Four successes.
4 successes. So what information can you get from that? I would say that the information you can get from that is that it was placed in a specific point in the bar, which was close enough, because those bathrooms are actually close enough to the bar kitchen. So it was actually close enough to where they had their sort of gas-powered fryers and stuff like that they could use. So it was placed there specifically to be able to explode things quickly enough. The sort of next roll that we're going to have you make here, because you wanted to see if you can well, actually, sorry, that was the first roll. You aren't able to find any traces of the device. It looks as if it was completely exploded. It would take a lot more time. If you wanted to spend more time, you could, but you would probably need to make another frenzy check.
And I imagine firemen are going to be inside this building,
and also fire on man is going to be inside the Andre in a moment. So if you want to try and just assess as you once to before, then we would have like an intelligence insight just to see if you thought that this was pointed or just to be able to cause chaos.
That's an insane dice pool for me right now since I just searched.
Nice.
Eight successes with a crit.
You were in here very quickly. You looked around very quickly, but again, pattern recognition is something that you need to be able to do in your line of work. Your line of speech work.
And
So,
the old work that I did in Mortal World with genetics and gene therapy.
Yes, yeah. So you feel that this was entirely meant as a distraction.
Okay.
It was to cause chaos and to be a distraction. So last roll, just to see if you get out of this building without taking some burning, and then we're going to jump to Elijah speaking to our friend Jason Walters.
2 successes on the way back out, so I'm assuming another point of damage.
Yes, but the blaze has definitely intensified a bit in this time there. So let's just see. This time you take 1 point of aggravated damage from the fire, but you do make it out. And then Elijah bullying Jason Walters, as you say in chat. So he has backed up against a wall, and he has actually pulled out a can of mace. And he's like, back the fuck off, man. I'll use this. I will. Are you there, Elijah?
Sorry, my mic was muted. He's pulling the gun out and cocking it at him. Which one of us do you think's going to be faster?
I don't know. But all I know is that I won't let you and your people trick me again.
When he pulls out his shotgun. What do you mean, you people?
Where is...
He should not be with you. He's not like the rest of you things. He can be saved.
Oh, honey.
What are you talking about?
He thinks because you've got 1 foot in the grave that they can save you. Oh, sweetheart.
Save me from what? I'm fine. I'm not in the fire.
They really have filled your head full of utter nonsense, haven't they?
He looks at Quinn and he says, don't let these people lie to you. You're the one who made you understands if we take them all out, you can fix it. You can be saved again.
Well, then why did he make me in the first place? But by the way, you seem to know a lot about it. Where is he at?
I mean, shit.
You got
That's
some explaining to do.
Beside the point, you shouldn't be with these things.
You know, my deadbeat dad has got some explaining to do. And I think that you might have some answers for us.
So just in conjunction there, how would you like to get how are you approaching getting the information out of him? Are you wanting to like intimidate this poor young man?
Elijah is fully intimidating this poor young man.
All right. Excellent. So we'll go for manipulation, I guess, and intimidation.
Daunt's still up. Does that count?
Sure. If Daunt is still up, then I'll let you add your presence rating to that. Because it's like automatically he's more scared of you.
Of course.
Let's see. How kind these dice want to be today. Burning a willpower on that. Or
4 successes. With Daunt up and the 4 successes, he is like his eyes are sort of going wide, and he is now sort of got the can of what appears to be mace, and he's kind of like waving it back and forward to Quinn's face and then to Elijah's, and he's like, just, I mean, you've got to trust me, Quinn. Like you don't want to be with these ones. I mean, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help him.
Answer his questions, and if you don't, every time you don't, I'm going to shoot you somewhere.
I might need my somewheres.
You're not going to have them if you don't answer. Tell him what he wants to know, and I'll let you walk out of this alleyway.
You know, maybe this shotgun's gonna be a little too loud. He just like puts it in his thing and pulls out a knife instead.
There's a place where we let him sit up because, you know, we were told if he can bring you all together, then he can, you know, undo this curse. So he took, we made sure to get like your friend, the one who sent them after your father, and we took him to the containers, and but we're keeping it safe, but we're trying to get more of you there so that we can take you all out and we can save him and save your, I don't want to call him your father because that would be a sin. Your father is the man who impregnated your mother. This is a curse brought on by unholiness, and you can be saved.
What's his name, Morty?
I believe his name is... Was that the name that Steven told him?
Yeah, you got the name before. You got the name last year, actually. Michael Morrison is the name.
No, not this guy. I meant I'm asking this guy, like, what the name of the guy they're working with.
Yeah, it's Michael.
Okay. The guy in front of you, his name is sorry, the guy in front of you, his name, I just said 5 6.
Jason?
It's Jason Walters. The man who killed Quinn is Michael Morrison. Okay. But are you asking who they're working for?
You know, yes.
Okay.
Who are you people? And why? And if you think that, I mean, if we're bad, like, why are you working with one of us? And I look to Elijah. I'm just glad.
I'm gonna need both of you to make another intimidation roll there for me. One of you can do it in assist, basically. So you'll add 2 dice to the roll there.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, probably. I could do charisma persuasion to, like, if I wanted to play good cop or something, but
we were, I think, already on the Daunt train there, so it might behoove you to stick with that one. I think
it's true.
That is 6 successes.
It still beats his 4, so you can see that he looks for a moment as if he is trying not to speak. It is as if his physical body does not want to open its mouth and speak. But the sheer force of your Daunt ability combined with the actual potentially quite serious danger that this man is in makes his inner force of will overcome whatever's going on with his body. And he says, Mr. Davids of the association, he got us together. We're supposed to help people like you and Michael. We're supposed to help save them. We can save them. We just need to take down the others, the ones like him. We can save you.
It's a little strange. Is it just called association? Like, that's a really weird name. Usually that's how we refer to an association. It's kind
I
of.
think he means sunrise.
I haven't heard a lot about them. I thought somebody was just talking about morning time. So.
Eternally, Eliza just face palmed.
Has Nikolai made his way into that alley?
Somewhat. He's started making his way towards the alley, but he's actually setting himself up to kind of act as a shield to the alley in case anyone tries to make their way over.
Understandable. Understandable. So yeah, you can see that old Jason is again, it's very difficult for him to speak, but being this close to him, you can judge that it's not because he doesn't want to say things. It's like something in him has made it that he almost cannot. But he continues, says, "Sunrise, yes. Mr. David's taught us. We believe in him. We have faith in his ways."
Is Mr. David's in town?
Sometimes. We don't get to see him often.
Are you guys staying together? Like, is it like a big bunk room? You guys sharing a hotel? Like, what's the living situation like?
You are aware, Quinn, that because of working with Kenny and the previous stuff that happened, the Sunrise Association does have a large official facility that's like a ranch, camp, church, community outreach center.
Cool.
It's sort of on the way between like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. It's sort of out that way. And yeah, you are aware that with the events that had taken place last year before Madeline had come into power, that the association does seem to recruit and brainwash vulnerable young people that need to place their righteous anger against something.
So then, I mean, so you guys are good guys then. Well, I'm relieved. I'm just curious, if you're good guys, why'd you set off a bomb in a bar? I mean, there's lots of innocent people here that could have or may have been injured. I don't know. I didn't really poke around inside. It's kind of on fire right now. Sure, we'll find a few bodies.
If they were here, then it is better if they did die, because then their souls will be safe. They will be saved.
Here, where? Like in the city or just in the bar? You got a problem with alcohol?
Now in the bar, but in the city, if we do our work, they can be saved.
So you're just gonna kill everybody?
No, you see, we're just trying to help the ones like you. We're trying to get you back to normal and undo the sickness that these things have brought into the world.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. Just kill everybody else, and then I guess we can be purified and rebuild. Yeah.
Not everyone, just the ones that are aligned with them. If we can get them to one place, we can take care of them.
Oh, interesting. You got any more friends around hanging out? You come alone or
Not here.
like here in the city or just here at the bar?
Here, like in the city, there are more people. Yes.
Oh. Where they at now?
Probably.
Got a way of contacting them? I mean,
I do, but I'm not gonna. Why would I need to contact them? Like,
I mean, somebody to pick you up, right? You know, it's been a kind of a dicey situation. You know, maybe just need a little pick me up, little aid.
I don't think that is going to help me at this situation right now.
I mean, it's like calling an Uber. You just dial a friend.
So between your conversation and the daunt that is going on in intimidation now, he is getting very, very confused, and whatever effects that are happening with him, he is becoming exceptionally confused. We will come back to that in just a second. We're gonna jump back to Michaela and Sora and Camille. They are driving towards Michaela's personal life that she has not shown to any of the other Coda members yet. And as you are pulling into the parking, Camille steps out of the car, which again is sans one door. And she says, this is your home, if you could lead the way.
So Michaela leads the way to the apartment. It's not under her name. It has no way to lead to her. Nobody knows where it is.
Okay.
So basically that's where she does. She leads them to this apartment, and it's a gated community. So only like people who have like a special, like they call it a fob, but you know, so to like whatever to get in, and then beep beep, and if you don't have it, you can't really get in. You know, so she invites him to her apartment, and it's pretty safe. You know, guards, whatever. But it's not like a military base sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just safe for like rich people safe. You know.
Yes. Yeah. I understand. As you take Sora and Camille into your home, I imagine that you would close the door and you can have a little bit of a breather for a second if you needed to breathe. But after being shot at, the reaction might still be in your undead form somewhere, that you were just shot and just had a hole through your body. Camille says, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You did very well, Sora.
Oh, thank you. I just did what I felt was natural and right. But you were dealing with this the entire time you did it. I want to help you. If you're in danger like this, I mean, this is scary.
This is something that we are trying to work at from many angles. At least on the prince's side, they are dealing with it from more financial angles. But from our side, we're doing a lot more of the grunt work. They have cells and operations, and we believe this group that is over there by East New Orleans, by the place now. Sorry. Over on Reed Boulevard, there is a series of containers. Over the past few nights, we have witnessed kindred being funneled there, and other people. We're not entirely sure what has been going on, but we're fairly certain that the area is a shell company for this Sunrise Association.
So
Wasn't-
funnel.
Sunrise Association, you said?
It's a cover name for sure. These people are somehow linked to the government or the Inquisition, but it is
We had a run-in with them a year ago. I can't remember much about it because we weren't able to really know much. But I am aware of the Sunrise Association. I've heard of them. But we've never actually we met one of them last year. But he shouldn't be here anymore. He should have left, so we don't know. We just met one of them and then he's gone now. So Sakura made sure of that.
well, these people are very dangerous. They're connected throughout the country, different factions, different organizations. We believe that the man that is leading them here, this Brian Davids, he is called. Have either of you ever heard of something called the Society of Leopold?
Would I have? I think. we
Could
heard it
I
before,
roll
right?
for that?
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Since
we
I
might
work
have
in a library?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can roll your intelligence with gold.
Yes, that is one of my best slots. Let me take a look. Yep, okay.
It is 2 successes.
Okay.
1, 2. Ooh, that's 5 successes. Oh, wow, you guys are doing me so well today. Okay.
Okay.
Can I add my academics literature roll for library stuff?
Sure. Roll
Right.
those extra. Roll that extra dice.
Okay. Well, I've added 2 more successes.
Oh, very nice. So both of you are aware of the Society of Leopold. They are not just connected to the Second Inquisition. They are a very old group that is dedicated towards the extermination of all supernaturals. They are very firm believers that all of the supernatural entities, no matter what they are harbingers of the apocalypse and the army of the Antichrist, basically. They have been known to employ very interesting and unusual forms of, it's not magic, but it's, if magic were faith, they are able to employ it, some of them, in a similar method as mages would their magic. Some of them are able to do this. They are very highly trained. They are fanatics. yeah. Camille, she goes on to say that we believe Brian Davids was recruited into society at some stage in his life when he was serving as a soldier in the Middle East. But we're not entirely sure what they're doing at this point in time. It seems as if they are recruiting, manipulating, convincing the thin-blooded to their cause.
I know these groups. I've never had any actual experience with them, but based on my own personal research, I know that they don't like us. They don't like anything to do with us. They don't like, and it's not just us. It's everything supernatural. How they're a really terrible organization to be up against.
I mean, you just had a hole through your body, so I would say yes.
Is anyone else like injured, or how many more of this grunt work has been happening? Because I didn't even know about this.
There were the four of us that you saw escorted us for a little bit of time on the motorbikes, but they were meant to meet me at the location, but I think we were ambushed first of all, which doesn't make sense. They shouldn't have known that I was there. Would they know where you are or who you are somehow?
Sora, the only one. Do you think maybe your phone may have been bugged? If it might be something to do with the communication, because I certainly only found out because you told me face to face.
You hear a voice pop up. I can check if your phone has been bugged, Mr. Sora. That
Shit.
would make you feel more comfortable.
Basically,
Yes.
that's Michaela reacting to
Camille
that.
pulls out
It's like,
a
shit.
gun and she's aiming it directly at your phone. What the fuck is that, Sora?
Oh, wait. Yes. So this is a Braxton. He is a very intelligent individual who works with a werewolf. He is very nice.
Are you sure he's not our mole, Sora? Braxton, no offense, I don't know you.
Oh yeah, cause why would a Braxton be a mole and a werewolf be a mole? The werewolf, he'll mention, I think, what's his name? Jeff, what's his name?
Finn.
Jack.
Finn. Finn
Yeah.
Aegis.
Yeah, he works. He belongs with Finn, from Eden Tech, and who they're really big partners with the Prince. So I can't. If Finn would have been, I can't see Finn being a mole. Because if Finn was a mole, we would be in major trouble.
I am not comfortable with whatever that thing is.
Oh, well, he's kind of nice, right? I mean,
I happen to think I'm very nice, Mr. Sora. Thank you very much. But I can assure you that Mr. Sora's phone does not seem to have been bugged. If
I
you
mean,
would
other
like-
than you being in it.
Well, I do not need to. I'm not technically in Mr. Sora's phone, and the microwave that is in your apartment for appearance's sake, you see that the timer starts to move in certain ways to spell out the word hello.
God damn it. Are you in my stuff too?
I am, again through Sora's phone, I am a unique, shall we say, I'm very unique.
he's very smart. Do you happen to know some information about this as well? Maybe you can help us out. Because if they're attacking us, they probably will attack you too.
I imagine they will try, undoubtedly.
Mm-hmm.
I shall confer with Master Finn and come back to you. However, I do not know all of the intricacies of your relationships, as I have only met you recently. Perhaps not being a bugged phone, you might wish to look elsewhere, but I shall communicate this to Mr. Finn and we shall be back in contact shortly. One more thing, Mr. Sora. It has been some time now, and I do believe that nobody has yet passed on Mr. Finn's message to the Baron. That's actually why I was communicating with you this evening, to deliver that message and ask if that had been done as of yet. But if it has not, kindly remind those involved.
Oh, we definitely will. We just have a lot of things going on at the moment, as you could kind of tell with my friend Michaela getting shot in the chest. But once we can be able to escape that and be done with that, and then perhaps we can go ahead and see if we can pass on the message.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Braxton, get back to us later.
Indeed.
Get out of my stuff.
The voice sort of goes dead, and Camille shakes her head and says, I don't even want to know. But perhaps it has a point. We can have our own people check if this is bugged, but is there anything else that might link these people to you than to me?
I've never, to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever met someone from the Leopold. Have you met anyone, Michaela?
No, this was all research.
And we'll have to think a little bit more. And we are gonna jump back a final time to those of you in the alleyway there. Quinn, as you are speaking to Jason Walters, you can see that his confusion is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And you and Elijah witness that his head sort of cocks to the side and blood starts pouring out of his ears. And his mouth goes slack-jawed.
I look to Elijah. What'd you do?
That's not me.
Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events.
Quinn, if I could do that, it would happen to more people who annoy me.
Maybe we should stuff him in the burning building.
I think I have a better idea.
All right.
He's gonna be like, he's gonna turn to look to see where Andre is.
Andre just be down at the end of the alley trying to make sure that no one makes their way into the alley.
Stay away. Stay away.
Yep. He's just gonna shoot him in the head.
And with the loud sirens and fire trucks and fireworks in the distance, the sound goes unnoticed. And I believe that is an excellent point to pause our story for this evening. Thank you all so much
Dun dun dun!
for joining us on Blood of the Bayou, Chapter 10. Those of you who are in chat, thank you for joining us on the 4th of July. I know it was not a whole heck of a lot of people, but thank you for taking your time out. And you can always catch the VODs. We also have our wonderful subscriber-only Patreon after shows, which you can check out from now on. There are a couple up, and there will be more coming as we continue on. please join us on Tuesday at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. in Taiwan, more reasonable time of year in Asia for Knights of Thala. And we'll leave you there. Thank you all for your subscriptions and your followers, and we love you lots. Bye-bye.